now that we've talked about food a little bit, I'm going to talk about timing, because timing is just as important as food. So understanding that we can leverage timing to reduce our glucose spikes. A few notes here is that if you're going to have something um, sugary or sweet, definitely think about having it as a dessert and not a snack. So when you're eating a snack, you're generally eating a snack because your stomach's a little empty. Whereas if you're eating a dessert, you're tending to eat at the end, you're tending to enjoy that food at the end of a meal. So if you're going to eat something that is a little bit sugary, I would prefer, or research has said that it would be more beneficial to eat it as a dessert and not a snack, just so that you can buffer the effects of the blood sugar response to that food. The other thing is eating fruit, not on an empty stomach. From a blood sugar perspective, it's going to spike your blood sugar for sure. Especially tropical fruit is so high in sugar. Fructose, as much as fruit is healthy for us, it is healthy because it comes with a plethora of vitamins and minerals and even fiber in many cases. But when we are having it on an empty stomach, it is just sugar going into our bodies, and it does cause that spike. So if you're going to have your fruit, have it after meals or have it with a fat or a protein, like I told you before. Also, I'm really big on this. If you go on my Instagram, I have a whole highlight dedicated to this, but coffee. Have coffee on a full stomach. The reason being is because coffee affects our adrenals. It spikes our blood sugar by pushing our stress response. Um, and that's why we feel so alert after we've had coffee. It helps to, you know, give us that little bit of a push, but it does so by activating our adrenals. And if you think about it, if we're having coffee at the same time that, or before we're having our meal, there's nothing to buffer the effects of that coffee in our body and that physiological response from getting that coffee in our bodies. So it's just going to end up feeding into that cascade. So coffee on a full stomach. And then of course, ample time between meals is going to be the last one I'm going to highlight. I really like this because give your body time to come down from that cascade and recover. Um, that's going to be really important if we want to break that cycle. And that cycle, I should say, it doesn't just happen when we're eating cake or when we're eating overtly sugary things. It happens almost every day, if we're not considering the way that we're eating, if we're not looking into balancing our plates, if we're not looking into food ordering, like I talked to you about earlier. It happens so frequently that we can often be on that cascade and not really realize it. Some people spend half their lives on that cascade. Some people, like, the people that are the hangry people that need to eat, or else, bad things happen. They're on that cascade. And so you want to give them time. You want to give yourself time to get off that cascade, get off that roller coaster, and eat when your body is asking for the fuel. So, ample time between meals is important. I'm not a fan, unless there's a digestive issue or something that you and I are working on. I'm not a fan of smaller, constant meals. I'm really a fan of allowing yourself to eat, taking a break so that your hormonal system can balance, and then ask for its next meal. And that also gives your digestive system a break. And let us proceed. And then the last thing that I wanted to update you on here is lifestyle, because we can leverage our lifestyle. We can make sure that things are happening, and time them and plan for them and enhance our life in a way that is centered around blood sugar balance. Now, that doesn't sound fun, centering your life around blood sugar balance, but it's really easy. Just understand a few things. Understand that, when we're stressed out or we're not sleeping well, we're going to spike. We're more likely to spike even higher or harder. And so, on days that we haven't slept very well, on days where we're stressed out, it's going to be really even more important to not feed into that cycle by, spiking our blood sugars higher. Those are the days that you're going to want to have your nice, calming, grounding foods and very nutritious foods, things that are full of nice fat and protein and satiating components, right? And it seems very counterintuitive because what your body wants to do during stress is eat all the carbohydrates, but it's doing that because it's on that cascade. So the fastest way to break that would be to, of course, not not play into the cascade and eat something different, or hopefully try and order your food differently and eat what's on your plate at different times. The next thing you want to do is walk after your meals. Even a 10-minute walk, research has shown, makes a huge difference. And the reason why it does that is because when you eat a meal, there's a lot of circulating blood sugars, right? And instead of having it store, or instead of having getting the chance for the body to release insulin and then go, do that crashing thing, um, by walking, we're using the energy that is floating around our bloodstream to fuel that walk. So some people will, have a meal and go out for a walk, or have a meal and then do a little bit of light exercise if they feel like they've taken a little bit too much sugar in. And that makes a huge difference. Mindful mealtime is going to be another big one, because when we mindfully eat, we are in a state of calm. That means that we're not activating our adrenals. We are in a state of what we call parasympathetic nervous system activation, or parasympathetic nervous system state, meaning that we're able to rest, we're able to digest, we're not activating our stress response. We are calm, we are digesting our food slowly. We're not like, our body is not, it is primed for digestion, and it is primed for absorption, and it's taking its time. So mindful mealtime is going to be really important, just being able to sit and be calm. And this is hard to do. And by no means am I, saying that these are things that you can do every single day. Just whenever you can, think about them, especially the food stuff, the timing. Those are mainly things that we can consider. But lifestyle is hard. It's unpredictable. But whenever you can, mindfully eat your food, it is going to make a huge, huge difference in not only your blood sugar spikes, but also your digestion and also the appreciation of food. There's a reason why there's so many cultures and religions that will pray over food. And it's because we are taking that time to be grateful for that food and to bless it and to imbue it with positive intention. And all of these things help our body get into a grateful, accepting state where we can receive the abundance, receive the blessing, receive the nutrition of the food that we're about to eat. So, there's so much more to mindful mealtime than meets the eye. And the last thing I want to highlight is don't stress if you indulge. If you indulge, drink some apple cider vinegar in a tall glass of water after your meal. Have 1 tablespoon, or pour it in a glass of warm water and have it as a tea with some cinnamon. And then go out for a walk or move your body for 10 minutes. Walk around your house, clean a little bit, like just use your muscles. Use that sugar that is circulating in your body for something.